Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakha HaKodash. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, and the Kazakh Shalom to the hopeful elect. This lesson was inspired by a video on X, formerly known as Twitter, and it's about adultery and a woman, doing her kid dirty in the process. So I'm going to look at this through a spiritual lens after we watch the video. The Lord willing, it's edifying.
Yo, Elena, what you got going on, bro? What?
This is a friend.
This is a friend?
Yes.
So this is what you turned Jehovah's Witness for?
Sebastian, chill out. It's just a friend.
Bro, and you got my kids on the ground.
What are you talking
Bro, you got my kids on the ground, bro. My daughter's on the ground. Winsor, a grown-ass nigga like this. I'm not even mad, bro, but she gotta go, bro. Feel me? She got DCF problems. She got all type of stuff, bro. This is crazy. This is really crazy. This is crazy.
We're going to get right into it. Deuteronomy 20 and 14, and Salakia, Exodus 20 and 14 says, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." This is the law, you know. You go to Exodus 20. These are the things that Yahweh commanded Moses to tell to the rest of the children of Israel. This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10. "And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death." And see, this is how we know that America is contrary to what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua says. And are we telling you to go handle things according to the law right now? No, because we have to be subject to the higher powers. As a matter of fact, we'll get there real quick. It was Jake, be on one. Next thing you know, they be saying we promote that type of shit. That's not what we saying. Romans 13 and 1, it says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai." So every soul subject to the higher powers. What does that mean? That means to a certain degree, if it doesn't contradict our morals and the precepts, that we obey Esau. We don't do shit that's going to land us in jail or bring blame to the ministry. Point being, his God-given right as an Israelite man, he would have every right to unalive that man. But what would happen here in this society? He would be in prison. Depending on what state he is, it might be a crime of passion and he might not get the max. But at the end of the day, he would still not leave that situation unscathed. But point being, this is the wickedness that's promoted here. With the media, this feminist movement, women think they have more rights than they actually have. And they don't regard their husbands with respect. They don't fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and it shows through their actions. And for her leaving the children like that while committing adultery, this is Lamentations 4 and 3. It says, "Even the sea monsters draw out the breast, they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them." So these women are worse than animals, because even an animal is going to nurse after they're young. But these bitches is more concerned about, shaking ass on OnlyFans and getting piped down by somebody else who is not their husband. So This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 42:14. It says, better is the churlishness of a man than a courteous woman. A woman, I say, which bringeth shame or reproach. So the churlishness or the rudeness of a man is better than a courteous woman. And we know that through women, sin entered into the world of death, because what she do influenced Adam to go off. Wine and women can make men of great understanding fall away from this truth. That's why the apostles are big on, what the scriptures say. If you have a wife, be as though as if you don't have one. And don't go seeking one out. Stay away from the hyenas because of this type of stuff right here. We're going to get all the women that we want in the kingdom. Right now, our sole focus is pushing out these prophecies, pushing Yahweh while Yahweh shy. Because at the end of the day, we can't beat the curses. And this stuff is going to continue to happen until Yahweh Shah comes back. And guess what? Esau is going to push it out through his media, whether it's through songs or through movies. But the men of the Lord know right from wrong, and we can tell you precept upon precept, line upon line. This is Sirach 26:11. It says, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Let's get the word impudent or impudent. Marked by contemptuous or cocky or boldness or disregard of others. Insolent, lacking modesty. So it was clearly signs that she was on some sneaky shit. It's clearly signs of her disrespecting him and him not addressing it like a man. It's something that was going on that led her to look for comfort and solace in another man. But a lot of Jake is effeminate, raised up by big Shirleys and taught to have this reverence for women and not demand respect. And don't marvel, don't be surprised if you trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. She's going to open her legs and let every dude smash. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. So the arrow is a phallic shape, and the quiver is the hole. So you do the math. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. So a righteous woman, is going to add virtue. I'm doing a lesson. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. So a good woman is going to add to you. A good woman is going to be your peace. She's not going to commit these type of trespasses. She's not going to hinder you from serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. So that's something very precious and something also to consider. A wicked woman is the portion to a wicked man. So he has to self-examine to see what he's done in order to be in that situation. But people are not looking for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's going to deal with it and probably end up with another woman who's going to end up committing those same type of trespasses. I'm not going to say I don't 100% know that for sure, but I do know that the scriptures gives us an idea of what we're dealing with, and we're able to break things down and keep our emotions out of it because we know the scriptures talk about the wife shall be a harlot. The scriptures let us know that everybody's eyes shall be evil towards their brothers. When I say everybody, I mean Jake. Especially 2/3 of our people. You know, before we were made privy to the knowledge of how about Shemel Shai, to a certain degree, we did too. But Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, shalom.